Cool. So let me just the usual preparations. I think we said 12 was an okay volume. Let's see. Yep, that's me. Let me do this. Cool. My hair's weird today. Need to cut it? Yep. It's longer than I want it to be. So either today or tomorrow, I'll be cutting this hair. But yeah. Hey everyone, welcome to Introduction C++. Yep, we should be good to go. As always, first of all, let us start with, please register here. Hey, hello, register here, please. There you go. Nice, cool. Okay, so quick intro about myself. My name is Charbel. People call me Bully. You can either call me by a nickname or a name. Both of them are fine for me. Hello. This will be an intro to C++. Okay, if you've ever wanted to try C++ and didn't feel like it, like something was missing, then this is the stream for you. Cool. So let us start. Cool. So I have this. First, so let us slideshow this. Can you see it? Yes, you can. Just let me know if the music is too loud. Again, I think 12 is the okay volume, but just let me know if it's too loud, okay? Cool. And any questions, just please let me know in the chat now. I'll be happy to help. Cool. So intro to C++, a beginner-friendly approach. So I learned C++ like 4 years ago. By the way, I'm a robotics engineer. I mostly work with Python. Also, C++. You can find C++ in Arduino, in microcontrollers. They usually, I use usually C++ there. But yeah, I'm also a pod leader. So there's the other side of MLH, which is the MLH Fellowship. And I'm a pod leader there. So if you wanna go into the fellowship, try to apply, let me know, and I'll be able to help. And yeah, give you some tips and tricks on how to ace your interview. Hey, cool. Hi again. Nice. Thank you for joining. So let's start to intro with C++, or basically intro to C++. What is C++? Like, what's the big difference between C and C++? Basically, the object-oriented programming. Okay, the fact that we can create classes and that we can have this OOP inside of C-lang, so to speak, but it's C++. Okay, so C++ is a high level, general purpose programming language. Again, you can be used, I use it a lot in IoT, in microcontrollers, and stuff like that. That's where I use C++. I use it in robotics too, when I need stuff to be compiled fast. So I don't go with Python, which is a little bit slow compared to C++. You go with Python. Okay, I'm sorry, C++ if it's not Python. Cool. Okay, it was developed by, I guess this is their name, Bjarne Stroustrup. Shoutouts to Bjarne. In 1983 as an extension of C. Yep. So we wanted, or they wanted, object-oriented programming, and that's what C++ does. It's a procedural, object-oriented, and generic programming paradigms. Okay, that's what it has. It's used again a lot in system software, game development, embedded systems, and more. Okay. You can derive from C++ C#. So Unity uses C#. I think it uses Java too, but you can use C# with Unity, so that's cool. Okay, what's the best way to reach out to me after this session? Like, if you need help with something. Ooh, try my Discord. So I send a Discord message just in case. I'll share this with you. Bully4532. It's Bully4532. Yep, that's it. Cool. That's my username. Okay, so yeah, you can reach out there. Cool. Nice question. Nice. So, what is C++ used for? Again, you can use it for game development, for system programming. A lot of Windows has C++. Embedded systems. Again, IoT. Sure, you're welcome. IoT and a lot of microcontroller stuff use C++. For example, Arduino, okay, uses C++, but is not native C++, or actually it's native C++, but it's like their own version of C++, okay? So it's the same structure, the same thing, but it's just made so that Arduino can understand you, okay? So it kind of looks different in Arduino. You have the void loop and the void setup, but it's C++, okay? So like the rules are C++. Finance and banking, high performance trading applications, again, C++ really fast, and scientific computing. So if you've ever used Python and you've used scientific computation with NumPy, here's a secret. NumPy is not written in Python, it's written in C++. That's why it's pretty fast. So yeah, you can bridge C++ and Python very easily, and NumPy is an example, okay? Cool. So how do you install C++? Like, yeah. And I won't be doing this here, okay? It depends on your computer, on your operating system, how you would install it. It's easier in Linux, I have to admit. I'm not sure about Mac, but for Windows, at least you have to go to install min.gw, which is GCC, MSVC, or CLang, okay, which is like 3 different compilers. And I'll go into compilers in a second. For macOS, you can install Xcode or use Homebrew. Okay, Homebrew, I've never used Homebrew before, but yeah, I've heard that it has like a lot of packages. Linux, just install sudo apt install GCC on G++ on Ubuntu, that's it. Like, again, Ubuntu or Linux is just fairly easy. Cool, I'll be using Visual Studio Code, so if you'll be following me and the code, then you'll see Visual Studio. And how can we verify the installation? Okay, so let's just do that pretty quick. Let's see if my machine has C++. So let's see, my machine's in Spanish. I always talk about this. I don't like having my machine in Spanish. The thing is, when I bought it, I didn't realize that it was like the one language version of Windows. So, hey, Windows, just why? Like, if I can change the keyboard input, why? I don't know. It's like a mix of Spanish and English, my computer. But yeah, cool. Okay, so if I do what was it? Oh shoot. G++ -- version. Let's see if that works. Okay, G++ -- version. Cool. Here we have it. Built by Branch Sanders. Blah blah blah. So cool. It works. Okay. If you get like something like, I think if I use this, no. Okay. If you get like something that says G++ is not recognized by the commandlet, you don't have either. You didn't install this correctly, or you have to add it to the path variable, okay, which is for Windows only. Again, for Ubuntu, it's just sudo apt install G++, and that's it. Okay. Hello. Cool. Okay. Works fine in my computer. I hope it works fine in yours. Let's continue. Okay. So how does this work? Okay. If you come from a Python background, okay, what the heck is int? Like, why would you put int before the name variable, or the variable name actually? For C++, you have to initialize the variables with its type before you initialize them. Okay, you cannot put age equals 25. You have to add int age equals 25. So that's how it works. It's not as friendly as Python, that you can change from an integer to a string in just one line. It's a little bit more complicated. Okay, again, it's for pi, for example, you have to do double, which is for decimal points. Pi equals 3.14. Okay, character as in char. Okay, or char as in character. Letter equals a, and you can see it has only one like thingies, and you have string name equals Alice, which has two thingies. Okay, cool. That's something. What about input and output? Okay, so this we'll take a look in a second, but this is how it works. So we have int num. Okay, so you can initialize stuff without adding basic or like amounts to it. Okay, so it's just a variable that's floating there. Memory know it's an int, but it doesn't have a number. Okay, so we initialized int num. We do cout, which is like the print version of C++. Enter a number. Don't forget the semicolon. And then cin, which is for in. Okay, we want something in. Ask for the user, hey, give me a num. And then cout, you entered num, and then an headline. Okay, this is just too much. Okay, let's go. Cool. So let me get rid of this. Let me do desktop streams. Is it here? Yep, cool. Yesterday we had a Pygame session. Today we go to C++. There we go. Okay, I have some things here, which is okay. Code dot. Okay, cool. So for whoever doesn't know what this means, or let's go step by step. CD for Linux. Thank God that Windows 11 understands what what CD is, or ls. CD stands for change directory. So I changed from the commandlet to C++, and I then did ls. ls stands for list. And I can see the list inside of this directory, which has a.x and first.cpp. And if you do code, if you have Visual Studio Code installed, then you do code and then dot. Dot means here, okay? And for all computers. So it means open Visual Studio Code here. And voila, we have it, okay? Cool, 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 nice. So let's just get rid of not. Yes, probably, yeah, let's just get rid of it. Cool. Okay, so let's do this. Yes, get rid of a.x, voila, cool. Okay, so Visual Studio Code doesn't have anything inside. Let's go. Okay, cool. So first of all, let's start with the basic syntax and let me explain everything to you. First.cpp. Okay, that's the extension that you need. Okay, I don't know if C++ works. I just know that CPP works. Okay, cool. Are you not using Mac? Nope. I don't like Mac. I don't know. I'm sorry. Like, I really don't like Mac OS. Like, I tried it before. I have a MacBook standing just, I don't know. It's like right here, is it? I don't know. It's somewhere. The fact is, I don't use it. I use Windows as my main operating system, and I have an Ubuntu machine, which is here. Like, this was my past Windows machine, and I upgraded, and this has Ubuntu now. But yeah, I don't use Mac. So if you wanna ask stuff about Mac, I'll try to answer them, but I'll probably have to Google them. Okay. But yeah, cool. Yeah, sorry. Mac OS is just weird. Nice. Okay, so let's do this. Let's first listen and talk to the computer. Okay, so for Python, you would do import. For C++, you do hashtag and then include. Yep, so see, it turns like bluish. And then you do this, okay? This, I think it's like the bigger than or less than signs. Inside of them, we'll do IOStream. IOStream, there you go, cool. IOStream should be included with C++, okay? So we won't, I had a major project, which was like a little game of a block just jumping. We needed to install lots of things, so I changed it. But yeah, for the purpose of this stream, we won't install any more or different libraries than the ones that come with C++. Okay, cool. So, because it's not as easy as Python, like pip install something. Now you have to manually do stuff. Okay, so that takes too much time. Cool. Okay, so let's use something interesting now. Using namespace std. So what does this mean? What does this line mean? Okay, cool. So from IOStream, I want to use the std class, and I want to use every single method of the std without referencing it manually. How do you reference manually? So let's go with not referencing it first, and then we'll go back to not using a namespace. Okay, cool. So second line, there you go. Then C++ cannot work without a main. Okay, so you need a main function inside of C++. And we'll test like what happens if you don't have a main inside. Okay, so main is int main, and in this case, or you can do void, or you can just leave it there. Okay, I'll just leave it there. Cool. So let's start with talking to the computer, and just a simple hello world. So int age. Okay, let's just do an age here. Okay, cool. It's an integer. So cout, which is print double caret here, and they do enter your age, and there we go. Cool. Okay, so what are we doing? What does this mean? What the heck is going on? Okay, so chill. This is an operator to basically push whatever is here into this method. Okay, we won't dive more like what's happening under the hood. We will just like the explanation would be this thing here is just going into the cout function, and cout is going to do stuff with it. Okay, it's like, hey, I want you to use this as your let's call it input. Okay, yep. Under the hood, it does more magic, but let's just keep it simple here. Cool. Okay, so cout enter your age, and then hey, okay, now let's just make it so that it understands what it's talking, like what we're doing. Sin, okay, cin for input. What's happening here? So you can see these carets are pointing to cout or cout. Okay. Whatever cin gets from the terminal, we will push it or add it to age. It's not an addition mathematically, it's an overriding, okay? It means whatever I'm putting inside of the terminal, age will be equal that, okay? It's like just pushing it to, just this is your value. Make sense? Cool. Now, let's do cout. And we'll do UR, put a space there. We add more stuff to it. We can add a variable there. So we can add a string. To the string, we push it a variable, and then we add years, probably with a space here. And then, there you go. Cool. So step by step, cout, as in cout here, we wanted to cout UR, and then cout plus the age plus the string, and then an end line. End line is like \n, which is enter. Okay, cool. Voila. Because it's an int, this int here refers to what the function is going to return. In this case, it has to return an integer. So for C++, you have to return an integer. In this case, no errors were found, so 0 will be returned. If you are in more complex code samples or code bases, people return like non-zero returns are errors, okay? And depending on the number is the error that you got, okay? So if it's like a, I don't know, something to do with memory, that it's not memory allocation, I don't know, it depends on what you're working at, that they have different structures. 0 is always okay. Cool, so we return 0. If you don't return anything, it'll throw an error. Okay, cool. That's it. Main is always called by itself. We don't have to call it by hand. Okay, cool. And by the way, you need main, and we'll see what happens if we don't have main. Cool, so is it as simple as running a Python? Yes and no. Okay, computer does everything basically, but we just have to do one more step, which is compiling. So compiling is basically telling the computer, hey, I want you to take this code over here, binarize it, and then do a binary of it, which is an executable for my computer to run. Okay, so a new exe, in my case, file will be created. Okay, how do you do that? G++, in my case, okay? First CPP, -o for output. You can either leave the -o like this without it. It'll create a file called a, okay? a.exe. Let's just add a name. -o first. Cool. Okay, it took like probably 1 second. You can see that we have something here. First.x. Let's just try and open and see how it looks. Yeah, why not? This is how it looks. What the heck is this? Well, this is our code, binarized. So it's a binary code of this. Okay, that's what compiling is all about. Okay, it checks for errors. There are no errors, then it creates this. How do you run this? Fairly simple. / first dot should be. I probably should change the name to I don't know. Mac. Why not? Cool. So another one was created. So let's try to run Mac. 3, 2, 1. Okay, enter your age, and it's waiting for us to enter something. My age, I'm 23 years old. So 23, enter. There you go. You are 23 years old. Cool. That's basically it. Okay, that's how C++ works. Basically. Okay, there are lots of more things to look at, but that is basically it. Okay, cool. Now, what happens if we don't have main? Let's call it Mian. You know, just because you might have a typo there. Let's override Mac, okay? 3, 2, 1. Ooh, what does this mean? You can see that there is a winMain error. Undefined reference to winMain. It means there is no main inside of your code. So careful with always have a main, okay? Because if not, you'll get this error over here. At first it might seem weird because you get all of this chunky weird thingy, but basically just read the last part, which is winMain. Let's do main 3, 2, 1. Voila, Max should be there. There you go, enter your age, 23. You are 23 years old. Cool. So far, so good. Nice. Okay, so what the heck is namespace std? So let's use the scope resolution operator. The what? Yeah, okay. Let's just get rid of this. And you'll see that some errors, there we go. This is not recognized by the computer. Why is that? Even though you included iOS stream, it's not recognized because you have to point to the specific part of where your computer where you want your computer to look for. So you're basically telling your computer, hey, computer, I want you to look for the std class, and inside of it, I want to check COUT. Same thing here, std sin. There we go. Did I just? Yeah, there we go. Cool. Double colon, by the way. Okay, cool. std double colon. Okay, and std double colon. Okay, cool. This should work the same. Let's double check that. Override Mac. There you go. 23. It worked the same. So you'll probably ask yourself, why would I want to write more stuff to, why would I want to make things more complicated instead of more simple? Because whenever you're using this, space std, whenever you're using this, you're basically saying, hey, whatever, in this case, whatever is called COUT will be only referenced to std. Okay, when you have big projects, some variables, some functions, some methods might be called the same, and you might have a clash there. So what I do recommend is use one of these only. Okay, if you're going to use 2 namespaces, don't use 2 namespaces, just use one. If you're going to use more libraries, just don't use a namespace, use this, which is these two columns, which is the scope resolution operator. Okay, and voila. Okay, cool. Interesting question. How can I open first.x and run it on Mac? Should be the same as in Windows. Like you should be like dot slash first.x, like this, because it's an executable. So whenever you run it, the command line just knows that it's an executable and it'll do it. That should be it. The same thing with Linux. Okay, cool. Nice. Just let me know if it works. Okay, cool. So voila. Let's just get rid of this one here. Get rid of this one. There we go. Cool. Now, how to use the scope resolution. So let's use this in a different way so that you can see why this works. Okay, just a little bit under the hood. Get rid of this. Okay, so same thing. Let's just start typing. That's the way that you learn. Hashtag include caret and shoot. For some reason, my keyboard doesn't have like the bigger than or equal signs. I don't know why. Like I have to find them. I've never done it. Okay, so IO stream. Just in case you see like I reach out to my computer, like to the computer, it's because I have to reach out for the carets. Okay, cool. So now we have int x equals 10. Okay, so we have an integer called x, which is 10. Okay, but this is outside of a function, outside of main, which is global. Okay, by the way, this is how you comment on C++. Okay, double slash. If you want a chunk of code, a chunk of comments, slash star slash. Okay, it auto completes for you. There you go. And in here, you can have this chunk of comments. Okay, blah blah blah. Okay, cool. You can see it's like grayed out because of comments. Okay, cool. So int x equals 10. It's global. Okay, cool. So far so good. Nice. Int main. Cool. Now let's do it in main. Int x equals 20. And this is a local variable. Okay, so you can see that we are calling two different variables, the same thing, but how could we reference one or the other? Like you don't have to rewrite the names. Let's just reference it correctly. Okay, so std, okay, the scope resolution operators, the out, and let's override it or add local x and add the x value. There you go. Inside of this function, if you just call x, this x is going to be called. Okay, then how can you call this outside x? Then it's easy. Let's do std and l. There you go. And then std, same thing, clt. This is global x, and we do colon x. It means reference this x outside, which is the global x. Okay, cool, nice. Now let's do std and line. There we go, and return 0. Okay, just careful with the return 0. Cool. So let's see how this works. Okay, so there we go. Do the same thing, GCG++ first, and let's call it first x. Okay, cool. No errors. Let's see how this looks. Let's see if what I said was correctly. First x. Ooh, see this? Global x 10. It's this. The only thing that changed is the scope operator. Okay, so basically what I'm saying is this thing over here, this two columns, what it does, it tells you, hey, I'm looking at some other x. Okay, Same thing here. I'm looking for cout inside of std. Okay, so if there's another cout from another library, then you can use it without problem. Okay, the problem comes when you have like this. And let's say that there's another library here that uses cout, which does a completely other thing, but you cannot differentiate between one and the other. So, voila. Okay, cool, nice. Okay, so that works. Under the hood, there is a little bit more complex stuff. Let's just leave it there. Okay, cool. Now, let's start over. Now, let's go to operators and expressions. Okay, so hashtag include. For now, it's the only one that we're going to use. There we go. IFstream. Okay, cool. Now, int main, as always. Cool. Now, let's just do int a equals 10. Int b. Oh, come on. Int b equals 20. Okay. Let's do 3. Cool. Now, let's use operators. Okay. So cout, std, cout, and we get a string addition. And let's do inside of a parentheses. Okay, a plus b. It doesn't have to be a parentheses, but just in case, always do a parentheses. Okay, and end std root and line. Okay, cool, nice. Second one, std, we get count from std, cout. There we go, double carets. We get division, double carets here, and then we do the same thing. We'll do a over b. Okay, cool. The spaces are not like required, not like bash. Okay, cool. And let's do std and the line. Cool. Same thing, std cout. There we go. That's why it wasn't matching. Modulus. What is a modulus? It basically gives you the remainder of a division. Okay, cool. So let's do a modulus. I said mod b std and line. There you go. So we can do addition, division, modulus, subtraction, whatever. Let's just see that in action. Now you can do bools too. So bools are basically true or false. Okay. So, and you know, I know a lot of you know what a bool is. People from Python probably are not used to the word bool. It's normal. I use Python a lot. You kind of never used bool before, but yeah, bool means true false. Okay. Is greater. By the way, I know Python is camel case. I'm sorry. Python is what it was. It's camel case and kebab something. Kebab style, something like that. Kebab style is like when you go like this. Okay. Or snake case. Yeah. Camel case is just like, you know, it has like humps. So it's like you don't use underscores. You use like capital letters to differentiate from one word and the other. Okay, cool. I don't like camel case. I prefer kebab case. It's not case, like it's kebab something. But yeah, like I prefer kebab. But you know, it's just C++. That's how it is. Okay, you can use either way. Like the common way to program C++ is with camel case. Okay, cool. Now is greater equals. Let's do a caret b. Okay, and you can do cout, std, and let's do is a greater than b, and is greater std and line. What's wrong with my typing today? Cool. Return 0. Nice. So let's take a look at this in action. So how does this work? Let's do first, let's do second.x, okay? Voila, it doesn't override one, it creates another one, and let's take a look and see how it does. Cool, so addition, 10 plus 3, 13, that's good. Division, 10 over b, I'm sorry, 10 over 3 should be 3.33. Huh. Why did it give us 3? How can we do so that it doesn't give us an integer? Because it's an integer over an integer, it won't give you anything more. Okay, so you have to do, what was it, double? No, float? No, it was it double? Wait a second, I just forgot. No, it's not double. Yeah, it has to be double. Double x. Let's do that. Let's do a over b. There we go. Okay, that way we'll get. There we go. That way we'll get. What? This doesn't work? No, it's not double. Let's do float. Why not? It doesn't. Okay, cool. So that's a new one for me. Division. I guess that COT can only get decimals. I'm sorry, integers, not decimals. Okay. So yeah, that should be it. What if we do this? Does this? No, that doesn't exist in C++. Yeah, no. It's probably because cout just doesn't get floats, it gets integers. Okay, that's a new one for me. I think there's a way on the top of my head, I don't get it, but yeah. Cool. Let's go with modulus. Modulus means is the division between A and B integer? Yes or no? Okay, it means it's complete or not. And you can see there's a 1 there. 1 means no. It means at least there's one trailing, like one number trailing. Okay, cool. It means that it's not like if we were to do 10 over 5, probably we can do, oh shoot. There you go. Modulus is 0 because 10 over 5, it's 2, and there is no remainder. Okay, cool. Next. Bool is greater than. Is A greater than B? 1. 1 is true, which is true. A is bigger than B. Okay, cool, nice. It's not as friendly as Python, as you might see. It's not meant to be friendly. Python is more of a, let's say, user-friendly, but it comes with a toll, and the toll is it's not fast. It's pretty slow compared. Okay, so people that compete with or on Google competitions, coding competitions, use C and C++, usually C++. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Okay, if you have like the case where you have a Python script and you need it to be faster, you can downgrade to C++. Okay, it's not downgrading per se, but you know, just making things less easier but faster. Okay, cool, nice. Nice. Okay, so that was about operators. If you have a question like what happens if I don't do the return 0, it should fail. It doesn't. Okay, so they fixed that. Okay, cool, nice. So before, if you didn't return 0 here, because you have an integer here, it'll throw an error. For main, it doesn't. Like it did before, like a few years ago. It didn't. It doesn't now. Okay, but yeah, always try to keep that. Should. Always trying to keep that return 0 as always. Okay, cool, nice. So let's see a little bit more of introduction before we go into our main project. Let's do again include. I know it's just writing a lot. It's better when you write code. Okay, cool. IO stream, cool. Int main as always. Cool. Now, we have a number. Okay, cool. Then let's do, give me, come on, give me a number. There we go. Cool, nice. So we wanna store the number inside of num. Remember sin that way. Num, there we go. Cool. So far so good. Nice. Oh, by the way, std sin. There you go. Okay. Now, if number. That's how you do an if statement. Okay. If and then parentheses. Okay. It's not like Python that you can do it like this. No. Like this. Okay. Cool. Num is bigger than 0, then std cout positive number. Okay. We add an inline here. Cool. How do you do an else if? Basically write else if. That's it. Okay, cool. We can do another case. Num is less than 0. Then std cout should negative number. Okay. Trailings here. Std endline. There we go. And if not, Python there, cout 0. There we go. And we add an inline. There we go. Now, that's how if else case work. How do you do a loop? Okay, so std cout, let's see, counting from 1 to 5. What to 5 using, okay, cool. So for, as in every single programming language, parentheses, you have to do it int I equals 0. Okay, this is going to be confusing if you're not used to this type of program. Okay, I is less than or equal to 5, I plus plus, and I'll explain in a second what all of this means. Okay, cout and I followed by space, and there we go, and then cout std endline. There we go. Cool. Okay, and return 0. Nice. Why is there an error here? There we go. Cool. So what the heck is going on? Okay, so when you do for loops, you have to first start counting. Okay, you can either count from just a variable that you're creating in this for loop, which will be available only inside of the for loop, or from a variable from the outside, like a while loop. Okay, in this case it's a for, and we'll say, hey, I'm going to use an int I, which is starting point is 0. Okay, semicolon. I, like the case would be I should be less than or equal to 5. It means it's going to count to 6, okay, because of the equals. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool. And I plus plus, or it's going to count to 5 counting 0. Okay, so it's going to loop 6 times. Okay, careful with that, because if you don't want it to count or like loop 6 times, just 5 times, get rid of this equal sign. But if not, then just like this. What does plus plus mean? Plus plus is basically add 1 to this variable. Okay, you can do minus minus, or you can do plus plus. Okay, that's up to you. In this case plus plus, because if not, then it's never going to, it's never going to close. Okay, cool. Let's see that in action. So it's not first, it's as second. Aha, there you go. No such file directory. What? second, no, it's still first. What? There you go. Okay. Second X. Okay, give me a number. Let's try my age, 23. There you go. Cool. So it's a positive number. Okay, voila. And now I'm counting from 1 to 5 using a loop. See the error here? It's not counting from 1 to 5. It's counting from 0 to 5. How could we fix this? Then we can do 1. It doesn't have to start in 0. It starts whenever you want. Okay. So boot. Yeah, there you go. Let's do this again. Compile again, and then second. There you go. 23. Voila. From 1 to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. It's going to loop as many times as you have, as this number fits here using this formula. You can have a more complex formula here. It's usually I++ or J++, okay? Cool. Now, you can see that you have a space here. It's not implied that you should have this space. What happens if we do this? It doesn't look that good, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool. That's why you have to do everything by hand. It's not as intuitive as other programming languages, but it gives you speed, okay? I just kind of want to make this clear. It looks intimidating at first. It's not when you grasp the concepts. Okay, cool, 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 nice. Okay, so you can see that we have functions. Okay, so let's create functions. So let's just get rid of everything inside of main. There we go. Cool. So functions have to be written over main. It means don't write functions under main, because if not, then because the compilation is done from top to bottom, if you reference, I don't know, let's actually do it. I don't know, add 1 and 2. Okay, voila. And add should be here. And add int A, int B. Okay. But let's just do something pretty quick just to see if this works, okay? It shouldn't work. As far as I know, it doesn't work, but let's see it together. COUT. It works. STD and line. Okay. So because this was referenced before, so it wasn't referenced before main. Again, compilation goes like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the system says, "Hey, what the heck is add? I don't know what's add because it wasn't in the first lines." So it should throw an error. It should. I don't know if they fixed it, but it should. Let's see that together. GCC. There you go. See that? It actually tells you, hey, add was not declared in this scope. It was declared in the scope. It just wasn't when compilation hit add. So it went from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, okay, let's call the function, and there's no function. So error stops here, and it never goes to add. How can you do this? You can do two things, and it depends on your style of coding. Okay, you can either do int add, int A, int B, here, voila, like this. Just like this. So it's a prototype that you're saying in the memory, hey, I have a function that is called add, and I will rewrite the function here. So you don't stop here, you stop here. Okay, whenever you compile. Make sense? Let's see it in action. So, okay. Ooh, see that? No, just the function. Okay, cool. Return. Was it the error? Wait a second. Did I just mess it up? Ooh, look at that. Wait a second. Did they fix it? Oh, cool. It works. Okay, cool. So, news. It works if you don't reference it here. Okay. As far as I knew, you should have to do it, but it seems that you don't. Always, 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 at least for me, try to keep main under. Okay, just main has to go under. Why? Because at least for example, Arduino, for example, other platforms don't allow this. Okay, this is allowed here. It wasn't allowed a few time ago. Okay, so you had to either reference it before like this, or at least reference the prototype. and then main. Okay, let's just say that it works. Okay, cool. So let's just keep our function up. So what do we want to do with the function? So let's just keep that way there. Int x equals a plus b. stdc out. Let's just get rid of this and x. Cool. Okay, nice. Then let's just return something else. Actually, let's not do this. Let's return x. How could you work with this? So using the int, you see it returns an x. X is int. Okay, it's a sum of two ints. Okay, and we want to say, hey, std out, whatever add gives me. Okay, and then let's do std end line. Return 0. Okay, don't forget the return 0. Even if it works, always have a return 0 there. Okay, cool. Let's see. It works, doesn't work, should work. Recompile. Ooh, 3. Why is, there we go, 3, 1, 3. Cool. I was gonna say, like, why did it work if I didn't add numbers? Yeah, 1 and 2, 3. Okay, cool. What would happen if I were to return 1.2? You know, just hard code it. It's int and it returns 1.2. Let's see what it does. Okay, works. Ooh, what happens? It just returns the integer part. Okay, either you get the system working or you can get a completely error. Okay, which is, hey, add doesn't accept, like, if we were to return vectors, for example, which are lists of numbers or arrays of numbers, then I cannot return an integer. Okay, in this case it works because it just truncates to the integer part. Just be careful with what you're returning. Okay, int should return int. Okay, cool. If not, the system will just try to figure it out by itself or throw an error. Okay, cool. Now let's get into more interesting and weird stuff, which is memory. Okay, you can use memory more efficiently here, and this is the way. Int star pointer equals new int 42. What the heck is happening? Okay, when you do this, when you use star, it means I want you to point to the memory, allocate something which is new for the memory, and I want it to be 42. Okay, which is an integer. Okay, why would you do that? If you want to work with memory specifically, then you use pointers. Okay, that's the cool thing about C++ too. You have the ability to work with memory directly and actually see where is stuff. Like, should be in, I think it was 0x, and then you have like the memory format. Let's take a look at that. Okay, let's see out. Value of the PTR store. Cool. How do you reference this? Like this. Okay. And let's do end line. Okay. Cool. I forgot about the STD. I'm so sorry. There we go. Cool. And now, what if you want to delete this from memory? Because when you create stuff like this and you compile it, it never says delete. Okay, this is actually working with memory, so you have to be careful here, because even if you compile it and run it, your system, your computer won't delete it unless you say so. The only way to delete stuff from memory without losing them is keeping track where they are. So careful there, because you can either run out of memory. So, you know, with one number, you know, we'll have to run this like probably 1,000,000 times or more to get it, like for the memory to crash. And the system has its own backups, but make sure that if you're working with images, with videos, with audio, stuff like that, that can use up to a lot of memory, then make sure to delete PTR. Okay, cool. Because if not, this stays allocated in the memory up until you turn off your computer and turn it back on. Okay, so yeah, cool. No worries. Like if it happens, you'll just have an integer floating there, and when you turn off your computer and turn it back on, then it's just gone. Okay, cool. Nice. Return 0, because why not? We have to do it even if it works without it. Cool. Second.x, let's see how it works. Ooh, stored. Oh, what? This is just horrible. Wait a second. Let's just recompile this. There you go. Value of the PTR stored is 42. That's the value. What does this look like? Can we look at the actual pointer? I'm not sure. Okay, what does this mean? It means whenever you see 0x, like anything that starts with 0x, it means that it's a memory direction. Okay, it's a teeny tiny slot in the memory. The computer calls it 0x18CE1AF1A80 in my case. Okay, let's do it again, and you'll see another different name, which is the system just took a randomly slot of RAM, placed my pointer there, and voila. Again, you have to be careful. If you lose where the pointer is, if you don't do delete, for example, and you don't store where it is, then taking a look at all of your slots will take too much time. So just be careful with that. Specifically with linked lists, if you lose the head, you lost all of the list. Okay, just careful with that. Okay, cool, nice. So that's what the pointer is. Okay, and again, the value is just star before the pointer. We recompile, rerun, and voila, we have 42. 42 is our new integer. Okay, cool. That's a little bit more memory. We won't play a lot with memory today just because it's a little bit complicated, but you can do it. Okay, cool. Now let's do something more interesting, and this is why C++ was created. Classes, or basically object-oriented programming. So, class car. Let's create a car. Okay, so if you're new to object-oriented programming, here's a quick overview. Classes are basically, you can imagine them like, how do you call this in English? Okay, like a factory that has a lot of, are they called molds? Where you can like recreate like 5 bottles. So example, plastic bottle factories. Okay, so what they do is they have a mold where plastic goes in, the mold just hardens or makes the plastic harden in its specific shape, and you have like 1,000 plastic bottles come out. Okay, all of them are the same, and that's what a class is. You can create stuff, different cars in this case, with the same class, but all of them are different. Okay, cool. So let's see how this works. So class car. Okay, let's do public. What does public mean? Public means that other classes can listen to this part of the class. Okay, there are some parts or sometimes where you don't want classes to listen to each other, or some things might not be good for classes to listen, so you keep it private. Okay, in this case, it's just public. Okay, cool. So we have string brand, we have int year. By the way, string is not a C++ thing. Cool. Okay, so strings are not native from C and C++. You have to create either a char star, which is like this, char star string, or the easiest way, which is C++ way, which is std string, and then you have a brand. Okay, cool. And remember, what was a star? It was a pointer to memory, so that's basically what a string is. It's a pointer to different chars in memory to form a string. Okay, that's why you have to hard code it this time. Okay, int year, And then let's do void. What does void mean? Void means nothing. It means this specific function doesn't return anything. Okay, cool. So void display, and let's do COUT. Oh, shoot, std, COUT, and then let's do brand. Like this. And then let's add the brand. And then let's do comma year. And let's do year and line. Okay, cool. So this is what display does. Okay, it's a method which is a function of a class. Okay, so void display is a method. Cool. That's it. And line doesn't exist. std, there you go. And line. So in main, without main, we have nothing. We have to create the first, like we have to create a variable of type car. Okay, so what we do is car, which is referencing this, my car. Okay, cool. So it's a variable called car, my car, which is of car type. Okay, and it follows this. Okay, cool, nice. Then we can do my car dot, which is referencing brand, equals I have a Toyota, so, or my mom has a Toyota, so Toyota. Okay, because I love Toyota, why not? Cool. So what are we doing? We know that we have a my car class. My car's brand, this is what the dot is. You can translate the dot with the basically like this. Like my car's brand is Toyota. Okay. We have my car dot year equals, my mom's car is 21, I think. Yeah, cool. And then we can do my car, the display, and this will use this function or this method. Okay, it means give me my car's display function, which is here. Okay, cool. Like this, and return. There we go. Cool. So that should be it. I don't know why this is expect what? Ah, yeah, that's true. Here, you have a semicolon after the class. Okay, careful with that. Let's see what happens. Okay, let's rewrite second and use a second. Ooh, okay. Brand Toyota, year 2021. Okay. Remember I said that you can create from the same class lots of different the variables that are from the same class? Let's try it out. Let's do car, your car. Okay. Let's do your car dot brand equals, I don't know, Mercedes. So, your car dot year equals, I don't know, let's just assume it's a brand new Mercedes 2025. Cool. And now your car dot display. Cool. Will this work? Oh shoot, sorry. This is not actually interesting error. A value of type const char. What does const star, like const char star mean? A string. Okay, so for C lengths, char star means a string. So it's saying, hey, you initialize here as an int, but you're trying to assign a string into an int. Oh, thank you. I basically messed up here. Voila. Okay, let's see if this works. Recompile, Rerun. Ooh, Mercedes year. So now we have two objects of the same class using the same format that we added. So that gives you a lot of power because you can, instead of just recreating this once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, you can just use, like, create it just once and then have multiple objects created and then combine it with other classes to create more powerful stuff. That's cool. Like, that's really cool. Okay, so that's object-oriented programming. It means using objects. Okay, with classes, you can. We will not dive into the types of like what object-oriented programming is and like the types of object-oriented programming. You have like you can you have heritage, which is I can inherit from a class called car and create a new class like a kid. It's not a kid, it's parent and child class called, I don't know, Mercedes class, okay? That follows the same logic of car, but has different attributes. And from that, I can use the car class to create Toyota class, okay? Or I can have the car class to create, I don't know, Volkswagen, okay? Or I can have something higher from car, which is, I don't know, engine, okay? Whatever, okay? You can use all of those things in object-oriented programming, okay? Because it's not object-oriented programming stream, I won't dive into that, but you know, just to give a quick overview, that's what you can do, okay? Cool, so that's how it works. So far so good, no questions? Nice. Okay, cool. Now I think the time 4:10. Okay, let's just start with the first game. Cool. First game. Okay. Let's create a new one. Hangman. CB. Okay. Cool. So let's create a game called Hangman. Okay. If you've ever played the game, is you got like these lines and you have to guess the word in like an X amount of tries before you lose. Okay. With letters. Okay, cool. Now let's do that. Let's include, and you can see that we will start to use more. I just copy paste this. More libraries. IOStream is the one that, you know, at least for now, is the one that we're going to mainly use. Hashtag include string. Okay. Hashtag include vector, which is a data type that I skipped that you'll see now. Okay, cool. Hashtag include CSTDLIB, which is another library that we're going to use, and hashtag include ctime. Okay, for randomness. Cool. That's basically it. Okay, how did I get these libraries? You know, you just Google like, hey, what can give me, I don't know, like instead of having a like an array, I want to use a vector. Oh, cool, there is something called vector. Voila, you use it. Okay, cool. Now, let's do the first, which is void display word. Okay, cool. This thing will have a const, something which is constant, okay, will not change. String and I know it'll look weird, and I'll explain this in a second, okay? Const vector what wait a second, where's the ampersand? There you go. No, it's not this one, it's this one. Cool. So just for the purpose of this, because it's a partially large project, let's use the namespace, okay? Just because if not, then you'll have to do std dot. Okay, cool, because it's referencing either, if you use vector here, it's still referenced with std. Cool. Okay, just because everything is going to use std, then using namespace std. Okay, so we don't take that much time writing. Okay, cool. Nice. So we'll display a word. What the heck does this mean? Like, what is this? What is this? Remember that you can control and use memory with C++ a little bit more easily or freely, so to speak. This here, it's saying, hey, I want you to point to wherever word is in memory and not copy it. Okay, so we won't copy word. If you modify this word, the one inside of this function, you'll be modifying the word outside of the function too. Okay, it sounds confusing. I know, it's kind of weird, but it's basically saying I won't copy the word, I will just use the reference, and I promise I won't do anything bad with it. Okay, sounds good? Cool. That way you can manage memory and you can say, hey, I don't want it to copy stuff, I want to use the real stuff, promising that I won't use it badly and I don't use that much memory. In this case, it's just a word, it's just a vector of booleans, it doesn't take memory. When you're in bigger projects, stuff like this can help you, okay? And it helps reduce speed, reduce crashes and all of that, okay? Cool, nice. So for bool, this is how you can do another for loop for bool. G, which is, hey, the type G is a boolean. You can do a colon. Colon means in, like in Python. Okay, that's cool. So it reduces a little bit of the writing inside of the for loops. It basically says for G in guest, okay? If not G, which means if G is false, in this case, return false. Okay, cool. So there we go, return false, that should be it. Cool, okay. Then why is this? Cool, okay. This is another problem, see? Return value type does not match the function type. What does this mean? Void? It means this function shouldn't return anything, yet I'm forcing it to return something, and there's the error, which is bool. Okay, cool. My mistake, but hey, it works. Now it works, see? Cool. Okay, this means this is going to see for each and every single part of the vector of booleans called guest and say, hey, if I have a false, return false. If not, return true. What is this going to do? If we have a true, then we won. Then we wanna display the word. If we lost or if we haven't won, then don't display the word. Cool? Okay, nice. Int main, and now let's do this. Let's create list of words to choose from. Okay, cool. So we'll have some different words. I'll just add like 3. You can add as many words as you'd like. Okay, I'm pretty sure, and that'll be like a not a homework but like a challenge for you, and is find a library that gives you a lot of words, and then you can just say, hey, give me words.50, and it gives you 50 random words. Okay, that's a challenge for you. Okay, cool. Now, vector, which is a vector, is a type of data that is basically an array. Okay, so we can use this. The way you use it is vector, and then vector of what? Vector of string. Remember, we're using namespace std. So if you're not using that, it should be std ... Okay, but we're using it, so it's vector of strings called what? Called words. Okay, equals, and this is how you initialize a vector. Okay, so I don't know, let's do hangman. I'll just copy like 4 words. Computer, bully, mlh. Let's do all capital case for this case. I don't know, like that. Okay, you see, we didn't have to allocate the specific number of words. That's the cool thing about vectors. It's that it's mutable. Okay, cool. So we didn't have to say, hey, it should be as 5 words or 6 words long only. No, you can basically mute the length of words. Okay, cool. Now, let's randomly choose a word. Okay, to do this, sran time 0. Okay, cool. So you initialize a random seed. Okay, and string word equals words. Okay, these words over here, and let's do a little bit of a function. Ran of random over words.size. Okay, cool. Cool, so far so good. So we're getting a random number with this seed over here. Okay, this is for reproduce or how do you say this? Like to reproduce in other computers and should be the same. Okay, if you get the time, like if we do it at the same time, it should be the same. Okay, this is just a seed. We can get rid of this and this should be fine. Okay, but we get the words, we get a random number, and we get the modulus from the words.size. Could be 1, 2, 3, 4 in this case. Okay, or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool. Now that's the way you get random numbers. Now we have to have a vector called guest. Okay, so let's do that. Vector of type Boolean. See here? We need a vector of Booleans called guest. Okay. And this should be word.length. Okay. Cool. What the heck's happening again? We created a vector of booleans called guest. This vector inside will be of word.length and put all false. Okay. So let's say that we got, oh, that's Python. Let's say that we got, cool. Yep, snippet, there we go, cool. Let's say that we got bully. Okay, so bully is the word. Then the vector should look like this. False, false, false. One false per letter. Okay, that's what we're doing. Okay, cool. Just to keep track of which characters we have guessed and which are missing. Okay, cool. Now, attempt equals, let's do 6 attempts max. You can modify this as you want. Okay, and now let's start with the game. Cout. Welcome to Hangman. Cool. Now, let's add an inline. There we go. Now, while, okay, not a for loop, while loop, attempts is less than, or actually greater than 0, because we'll be decreasing this. Okay, then we need a character. A character is just a single letter, so character guess, and voila. Okay, so basically we have a word, we got the word, we got a vector of booleans saying false to every single character of the word, we have a maximum amount of attempts, and then we will loop through every single attempt until we hit 0. And that way, if we hit 0, we lost. Okay, and every single attempt has to have a guess. Okay, it's not the same guess each attempt, it's a different one. Okay, cool. So let's do this. Cout. Let's do it a little bit better. How's my cool. I don't know how to use backslash. Wait a second. Backslash. My keyboard is kind of weird. I don't know. Where is it? There you go. Should be like a weird combination, but I just won't try. And backslash n means enter. Okay, which is a new line. You have, and now let's add the number of attempts. Attempts left. Okay, Cool. And end line. Okay. Cool. So we're saying, hey, you have number of attempts left. Okay. Cool. Now, display word guessed. Okay. We are going to display the word. If we have guessed the word, we should get a true. And if we get a true, then we display the word. If not, we don't. Okay, cool. Now, QUT, enter a character. Okay. And we do CIN. Okay, remember CIN has to be the other way around. This is push to guess. And now let's check if the letter is in the word. Okay, so let's do cool. Bool found equals false. For int I equals 0, I less than, or yeah, should be less than the word dot length. And then I++. Okay, why less than, but not equal to? Remember that in programming languages, and this one include, we start from 0. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if the length is 5, indexes are 0, 1, 2, 3. There you go. 4. Okay, we don't hit 5. Okay, in the case of my name, which is 4, should be 0, 1, 2, 3. Cool. Cool, because 0 is the number. Okay, cool. Nice. Okay, so if the word in I, which is the word in the letter, equals the guess, double and means and. Okay, basically the and function, the and, like and operator. Okay, like or and and. Okay. And not guessed, which is it's not something that we already guessed, then guessed in I okay, so we are changing the falses to truths. Okay, so that way we can see, hey, we already we have a full vector of truths. It means we guessed the word. Okay. Cool. Found equals true. Okay, cool. Now, this is outside of the for loop. If not found, okay, then if it's not a word that a character that should be inside of the word, then let's do wrong guess. And end line. There we go. And there you go. So we subtract 1 from attempts. Okay, this way attempts now is 5. For each iteration should be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, cool. Let's see. Oh shoot, wait a second. Now, a lot of Python. Check if the player guessed the word. Okay, so let's do if word is word guessed with guessed. Okay, so wait a second. Display word. Where is word guessed? Wait a second. Why don't I have this in my cheat sheet? What? Wait a second. I just messed it up. Okay, this is word guessed. Okay, I'm sorry about this. Let's kill this part. Void display word. Yeah, something was weird. Const. This should be the same as in here, but this one we don't get this. Okay, so sorry about that. My mistake. Let's go. Cool. Now, for int I equals 0, I is less than word.length I plus plus. Okay. Oh, by the way, length is a function, so let's do this. Cool. Now, if guessed should be this one though. Nope, no, it's not. It's not. Okay, if guessed in I, it means if it's true, then COUT, instead of showing underscores, which is like the variable that we are looking for, let's do word in I, and then add space here. If it's something that we don't have yet, then COUT, underscore, and then voila. Okay, and in the end, COUT and line. Okay, cool. So that's the way it is. Okay, so display word is basically a function that displays the word, and if it's guessed, if that letter was guessed, then display that letter in the word. If not, then just display underscores. Okay, so it remains a mystery. Okay, cool. Now that should be it. Now this makes sense. If is word guessed, then cool. Then COUT, and let's do \n again. I don't know how to use / in my keyboard, so let's do it like this. \n, congratulations, you've guessed the word. Okay, cool. And then we'll add the word. Let's add a space here. Word, and then end line. Okay, cool. Else, actually not. If it's just like the word, and we break from here. Break means this while loop stop. Okay, cool. Nice. And now let's check if we lost. Okay, so if attempts double equals, that's to Python. If attempt double equals 0, then COUT you've run out of attempts. The word, let's do a sad face here. The word was, let's add the word, and let's do end line. Okay, cool. By the way, here we're missing the carets. Voila. And as always, cool. Okay, there was a lot to take in. Let's just double check everything again. So, in this case, we're using std because std is going to be the namespace for every single variable. Okay. Remember, this thing is over here, the ampersand. Just one means a pointer to the memory, or actually a pointer to this word over here. It means the thing that comes in is immutable. Okay, it means it'll be the same. It's const, it's immutable. It's going to be the same. And by doing this, you promise not messing with that variable. Because if you do, you messed up with a real variable too. Okay, it doesn't create a copy of the variable. Same thing here. Okay, we're getting the same variable, the vector bool, which is called guessed, but it's the original one, which is defined by this thing over here. If you don't want the original one, just get rid of this. Voila. Okay, cool. Let's just not copy stuff. Okay, cool. Same thing here. Okay, this means if it's not G, if it's false, basically. Okay, Cool. Now we have some words, and you can see here's how you use vectors. It says vector. Inside of the carets, it says string. It means it's a vector of strings called words, and we have some words here. Okay. What else? This is just for seed purposes. You can just omit this. It'll be fine. Okay. What else is interesting here? And voila, I think that should be it. Let's see how many errors. Yesterday were like 5 errors. Let's see if today we have 0. It's called Hangman, so let's run it from 0. G++ Hangman -o, that's for the output. Hangman. No errors, that's good. Let's see how this works, how this looks. Hangman.exe. Ooh, okay. We have a word. Let's see if we can try to find the word. Okay, let's not look at the words. Let's try to guess it. Okay, A. Does it have A? Okay, it has one A. You can see the attempts don't go down. We probably need to change that, but okay. Do you have a I don't know, an S? Ooh, okay. Do you have a W? No, we don't have a W. You have 5 attempts left. Okay, wrong guess. Okay. Do you have a G? No. Do you have a, I don't know, an E? Software. I think it's software though. No. T. Oh yeah, I know which one it is. R. M. There you go. Congratulations. You guessed the word. The word is stream. Okay, cool. Let's just try and not guess the word. Okay. So let's do A. Cool. You ran out of attempts. The word has West computer. Okay, cool. That's it. Okay. That's C++ in a nutshell. Okay, I have another game like ready to be coded, but I'll have to type really fast, and it's a tic-tac-toe. So let's do it. Okay, let's type in fast. This will be like an SAMR typing because my keyboard is mechanical. But yeah, cool. Okay, so let's do it fast. Let's see how this works. Tic-tac-toe.cp. Cool. Same thing. Hashtag include. Nope, I need this. iStream. Hashtag include. And I need vector. This is a more math. Yay! I'll go for it. It'll be an ASMR coding. Let's do it. This is just a game where it's like a lot of math, so you know we just need vector. Cool. Again, using namespace std. Cool. Now, first function to print board. Okay. Okay. By the way, this is not an AI tic-tac-toe. It's a 2-player tic-tac-toe. So yeah, no AI here. Okay. Cool. So void print board. We should get the const of a vector. Interestingly, you can do this. Okay, it's weird. Vector of vectors. So a vector of vectors, or a list of lists, and inside of this vector we will have a chart. Okay, so it's a vector of vectors of characters. Okay, a list of characters. Okay, cool. This is an ampersand and then board. Okay, cool. Now for int I equals 0, I is less than 3, I plus plus. Missing there, but there we go. And we will iterate through rows and columns. So it's a 2-dimensional for loop. So it should be for int j in j equals 0, j is less than 3. Okay. J plus plus. Okay. Cool. And now COUT. Let me just copy this. There we go. Board in I in j, whatever the value is, cout it, okay? And if j is less than 2, cout should be shoot. Is it this? Yeah, cool. So that'll be the lines of the tic-tac-toe. So we are looking at basically creating the lines. Okay, so that's one, and cout and line. Cool. And if I is less than 2, cout 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do 8. And line. Okay, cool. That's the drawing function. Okay, cool. Now let's quickly go 24 minutes. Let's do this. Function to check if a player has 1. Okay, a player has 1 if we have a column, a row, or a diagonal with the same shape. Okay, let's go for it. So, bool check when const vector of, I guess it's vector of characters, which is the same vector that we are going to use. Not copying it, so it's an ampersand here. Board character layer. Okay, that's it. Cool. Now, check if it has check rows and calls. Okay, so for int equals 0, I is less than 3, I plus plus. Then, if the board in I0, which is its first value in the ith column, okay, double equals player, because it's a 2-player game, by the way, and board in I1, so we're checking the columns. Okay, so for each, I'm sorry, rows. For each row, we'll check if 1, 0, 1, and 2 are the same. Okay, cool. Double equals player and oh, come on. And board in I2 double equals player. Okay, if that's the case, then we have a winner. And then okay, cool. This is interesting. Wait a second. There we go. Nice. So we took a look at operators. You spell the board differently in your parameters. Board. Thank you. Thank you. Again. Thank you. Cool. Nice. Okay. Cool. We can do this. I got it wrong like all of the time. What? Okay. Again. Board. There you go. Okay. What does this mean? This means or. Okay. So either this happens or the other thing happens. Okay. Cool. So we can do basically, we don't need this. This goes here. Okay. So with parentheses, you can differentiate one and the other. So we can do board. Okay, again, board. You know what? I'll just copy paste so it's easier. It's going to be the same. So board in this time it's 0i. Okay. Double equals player. or and it's not with this one, should be at the end. Okay, and percent, it's not like that. There we go. Board in 1i, which is that column, double equals player, or oh, I'm sorry, and it's not like that. It's board in 2i double equals player. Okay, if that's the case, then we have a winner. Okay, cool. So if either columns, rows or columns, we have a winner. Okay, cool. True. Oh, sorry, Python. There we go. Cool. You can see that my primary language is not C++, but I use it pretty frequently. So yeah, cool. Now, the interesting part. Check the diagonals. Okay, cool. So if board again, careful, board in 0, 0, double equals player, and board in 1, 1. So we're checking 0, 0. So we're checking 1, 2, 3. Cool. So we're checking 0, 0, 1, 1, and 2, 2, and we're going to check 0, 2, 1, 1, 1, 0. I'm sorry, 2, 0. Okay, cool. So that's what we're going to do. That's the only diagonals that are in this game. Okay. Board in 1, 1, double equals player, and board in 2, 2, double equals player. Okay. Or, okay, that happens. So we need this here. Okay, this should be like this, and this is on like this. Okay, cool. Either that happens or the other diagonal, which is the same thing. I'll copy paste just for speed. Okay, Control C here, Control V this. Should be 0, 0. No, should be 0, 2, which is the top right part. Should be 1, 1, which is the center, and 2 for the column, 0 for the row. Okay, cool. Which is the other end of the diagonal. If either one of them is true, return true. Okay, else basic return false. Okay, we have no winner. Okay, cool. Now on to the next one. Function to check if board is full. Okay, because we might have a draw. Okay, cool. So bool is board full, const vector of should be this thing over here. There we go. And percent, which is the pointer to our board. And there we go. Let's check if the board is full of answers. Okay, so for int I equals 0, I is less than 3, I plus plus, and cool. Then, because it's a 2D vector, so let's do for int j equals 0, j is less than 3, j plus plus. Ooh. Then, if the board in I, j double equals a space, then we know the board is not full. Okay. then return false. Okay, cool. Why is there an error here? Operand types compare char and const char. What? Ah, cool. Careful here. It shouldn't be like this. It should be with the single quotes. There we go. Cool. Because double quotes are strings. Okay, careful there. That should be it. And if there are no spaces, return true. It means the board is full. Okay, cool. And up to the main function. Let's create a vector of vectors. Call the board. Okay. Without this, which is 3 of length. And then we create another vector inside of it because it's a vector of vectors. Okay. And we'll create a vector of vectors of 3 length. And I want you to add a space to it. And again, space is nothing. Basically, no answer here. Okay. And we'll fill that space depending on if there's an X or an O. Okay. Cool. So that should be it. Initialize board. Whoop. Cool. Okay. Int row call. Okay. Cool. And char current player equals. Let's start with X. Okay. That's our first player. Okay. We can move it to O, but that's the same. Okay. Cool. Now, see out. Nope. Let's do this. Let me copy this. Again, I don't know how to use that in my keyboard. Welcome to the tic-tac-toe game. Okay. Do this. And oh, there we go. Cool. Now, while true, let's print. Let's print the board. Print board. Okay. With the board object, which is this one here. Okay. Cool. After printing the board, which is in this case the first one will be empty, ask the player to make a move. So cout player. Okay, so either be X or O. Actually should be current player. Let's do turn. There we go. Without the space. There we go. Enter a row or column. A row between 0 and 2. And call between 0 and 2. 12 minutes we can do that. Voila. Cool. Now, cin row, and the next one is going to be the column. Okay, so we can take 2 different arguments. Okay, cool. Now, check if the move is valid. So what happens if we do 3-5? That should be a valid move. So if row greater than or equal to 0 and oh come on, where's the end? Here it is. Row is less than 3 and column is greater than or equal to 0, same thing, and row is less than 3, then and by the way is less than 3, and we need the space to be empty. Okay, so and board in row column should be empty. Then board in row column, which is I want to draw equals current player. Okay, either be X or O. Okay, player. Nice. Else let's do cout invalid move. There we go. And let's do inline here. There we go. And we don't want to do anything more, so continue. Continue means continue with the loop and go back to the start. Okay, cool. Now check if winner. Okay, so if check win with the board and the current player, either X or O. Okay, remember that. If a winner, then print the board. Print board, and then cout. It's a draw. Okay. Actually, wait, what? Check win board player, print board player. No, wait a second. No. I completely missed it. It's player, current player wins. There you go. Cool. Now that makes sense. And let's end the line. Cool. And let's break from the loop. And now check if the board is full. If it's full, then it's a draw. Okay. So check if full. So if is board full with our board, then print board basically, and cout it's a draw. There we go, and we should break from here. Okay, cool. Now we switch the player. Okay, that's the last thing we do. Switch player. Current player equals either current player double equals X shoot X. If it's X, this is an if statement in one line, okay? If it's X or O, print X. Okay, I'll explain a little bit what this means. There we go. Okay, so this is an if statement in one line. Wait a second. Why do I have? Okay, I'll double check that. If well true. What? There you go. That should be fine. Okay. This means if the current player is X, then O. If not, X. Okay, this is like a one line if statement. Okay, cool. Return 0. Okay, let's see if we got it. Okay, we got 5 more minutes. Let's see if we can either got it or debug it. Cool. So, G++, tic-tac-toe, which I see it has an error. I don't know where. This is single quotes. If it's one character, just single quotes, okay? Cool. What? Expected it. Where? What? Cool. Here. And expected a colon. Is there a colon there? Wait a second. Semicolon. Let's see. Where? Cout. That's okay. This should be this should be doubles because it has a space inside. Space should be a character too. There we go. Okay, that's weird. View problem. Where do you expect it? What? Okay, let's leave it like that. I don't know if it's just the C line thingy. Yeah. Yeah. I know why. Wait a second. There we go. That's it. Okay, no errors. Yeah, thank you. Quakers and cheese. Cool. No errors? Yeah, nice. Tic-tac-toe. What? Wait a second, what? No, not like that. X. Actually should be like this, dash O, tic-tac-toe. Okay. Now tic-tac-toe.exe. Cool. Now, let's play Quakers and cheese. You against me, okay? You start with X. Choose a line between, just give me a number, like between 0 and 2, and that'll be like where your coordinate is. Let's see. Okay, 0, 0. Nice. Cool. Okay, my turn. I'll do 1, 1, the classic. There you go, your turn. From 0, 0 to 2, 0. Okay. Cool. Okay, my turn. I'll let you in. Let's see how this reacts if you win. Okay. So let's do 2, 2. Okay. Your turn. I guess you would go with 1, 0, right? Yep. Cool. There it is. Player X wins. Cool. Okay. So we got it. It works. Let's just see what happens if we mess it up. So what happens if I do 1, 1 and then 1, 1? It says invalid move. Okay, nice, you got it. Cool. So that's it for Intro to C++. We coded like crazy in the last 20 minutes, but it was fun. Okay, that was cool. Thank you for sticking with me. Let's see, what do we have next? Introduction to Reinforcement Learning with Steven. That's really cool. Reinforcement learning is one of my favorite subjects. I love reinforcement learning. It's really, really cool. Your column limits are wrong. What do you mean? Try column 3. Should it be 3? Like this? 2, 2? Like this? Line 64, third row should be a column. Okay, give me a second. Let me share this for now. Just register there. You said line 60 what? Line 64. Ah, cool. Yeah, you're right. This is column. Yeah, you're right. Good catch though. Yeah, that's true. In the end, if I did like column 5, it wouldn't mark it as an error. Yeah, that's good. Thank you. It will be actually an error because this would throw like outside of bounds. But yeah, good catch, Quakers. Cool, awesome. Yeah, that's what I see. Thanks for watching. Cool. So thank you all for watching. Quakers and cheese, you too. Let me know if you have any questions on my Discord. Last thing that I want to send is, could you please give me feedback here? So please. Cool. And again, I'm leaving it to Steven. Introduction to Reinforcement Learning. And yeah, thank you for watching. Quakers and cheese, thank you for helping. And see y'all. Happy hacking and have a nice rest of your day. It's 5 p.m. for me, so going to do some more work and then go to sleep. So thank you all and see you. Bye bye. Thanks, Quakers.